Hello again, everybody. Ben Jarofsky here. We're calling this Mainstream Takes Wednesday, and here's why. Ace Attorney Jim Coogan standing by. That's what Dr. D always used to call him, Ace Attorney Jim Coogan back in the day. Ace Attorney Jim Coogan ready to talk. This is like one of our segments where, all right, we're going to go through all the horrific news in the world of law, the legal news. It's just horrific. Donald Trump is like shredding the Constitution. But I just have to pause, do a little political update, because I'm feeling pretty good before I start in with all the horrific news of the day in the world of law. So obviously I feel pretty good about the election results yesterday, Tuesday. And not only in Wisconsin, where Judge Susan Crawford defeated the MAGA man, Brad Schimmel, and pretty decisively, I might add, like 55-45. Kind of a trouncing MAGA. Just say you got your butts whooped. So not only that, but in Florida, Democrats really cut into the margin of victory in Republican districts. You all know this because you're political junkies. By the time you hear this news will be old anyway. One thing I love about my listeners, they're really, I think, a very sophisticated bunch. And they really know what's going on. So you don't need to hear me say this because you know it already, but I want to say it anyway. Because it makes me feel good to say. But this is the funny part. I got to get a kick out of the mainstream coverage. So the mainstream, really struggling to try to figure out this election. They're trying to put a spin on it. And the reality is not much has changed since Donnie became president in 2017. Like, there's a core that loves him, will always love him. We know that, the MAGA core, 45%, what have you. Then there's the 45% or so that just cannot stand him and will never vote for him. Each side accuses the other of being deranged. I don't know, Mag. I think you win the deranged contest hands down, man. Your guy is such a lawbreaker. Gives you the finger all the time. Remember he campaigned, I'm going to lower the price of eggs. It's still, then as soon as he gets in, the price of eggs goes up, and he goes, it doesn't matter. And you're like, yeah, it doesn't matter. We believe anything Donnie said. Anyway, so it's 45-45, and then this is like the independents just shift. It's all these different factors and variables at play. So we're watching this. Jim Coogan and I have been talking about stuff like this for 8 years now. We've been just watching these patterns. And this is not that different than the midterms in 2018 and even the midterms in 2022, when suddenly the country woke up and realized that abortion was an issue. But, the mainstreams are always struggling to come up with a new theory. So their theory is that it's all about Musk. Everybody hates Musk. And that's the theory. It doesn't matter. And they're applying that to Wisconsin. And it's interesting because there was a Supreme Court election in Wisconsin, I want to say in 2022. And that was another one of these earth-shattering moments in politics that was going to decide the fate of Wisconsin, the cheesehead state. Because, again, the decisive seat that would switch it from MAGA or to a Democrat was at play in that election as well. And so if MAGA won, they'd be able to outlaw abortion and be able to redistrict the state. Democrats out of existence. And Dems won by about 10 percentage points. And nobody even knew about Elon Musk. Same situation now. Here we are in, 2025. And now, it's Elon Musk. It's like there's no memory. That's what always, it's kind of like sports coverage. A sports writer will literally write whatever he or she is feeling at that moment based on the game that went the night before. There's never really any attempt to think back like a year ago. How about 2 weeks ago? And that's how it is in politics. I'm listening to, after I was done with Del Marie Cobb with our conversation, I started watching MSNBC and I started reading the stories coming in. Elon Musk. I go, isn't abortion an issue anymore? Have we just forgotten that abortion is an issue in Wisconsin? I mean, abortion was at stake in the election very much. Is all that mattered? People forgotten abortion already? Very peculiar coverage of the situation. Literally nothing much has changed. Like the threats that we face as a country are still very imminent. The rights that we have are still very much under siege. So really not much has changed. That was kind of my opinion. And then I read this quote. And then I'll move things over to Jim Coogan. As soon as I read this quote, this is from today's Bright One, the Chicago Sun-Times, Associated Press. Their reporter, Scott Bauer, went to Wisconsin in I forget where, I don't know where this was, and he found a gentleman named Jim, a 68-year-old disabled veteran. And he said, this veteran, he planned to abstain, but voted for Crawford, the Democrat, after Musk, whom he described as a pushy billionaire, and Trump got involved. He's cutting everything, Jim said of Musk. People need these things he's cutting. And I appreciate his vote. I do. I'm just wondering, like, what in the world? You were going to abstain? I mean, the cuts were happening whether Musk was running around the state or not. The funny things that motivate voters. Listen, guys, the voter does the right thing. I don't care about the motivation. I got to just say, I'm just sharing this moment with you. Our democracy is always under siege. It is always in danger. Well, has been for the last 7 years. And the people we need to defend it are so freaking fickle. If it wasn't for Elon Musk parading around the state of Wisconsin like a buffoon wearing that cheese head, and even Green Bay Packers were embarrassed by that, man, wearing that dumb cheese head. This dude, Jim, wouldn't have started. He's a disabled vet. The cuts are destroying the Veterans Administration. They're gutting people like him. But because Musk was running around like a lunatic, he decided to vote. Otherwise, he would have abstained. Man, it's a fragile democracy we have in this country. We go from one election to the other, like fingers crossed.